Hi guys, how's it going? Woody here. Thanks for stopping by and checking out this video. I've been doing a lot of thinking about 2026 and what that may look like. I'm turning 60 mid-year and that's really hit home over the last sort of few months. I can't believe that I'll be turning 60. It seems to have rushed up really quickly. But it's made me think about what the future might look like beyond 2026. Obviously, retirement is looming for me. Not sure about what running will look like, what the YouTube channel will look like as well. Because over the last 5 years or 5 or 6 years that I've been doing YouTube, I haven't really paid a lot of attention to what that might look like, retirement, future. Like I said, turning 60 next year, it has sort of really hit home that I've got to get my ass into gear and start thinking about those things, because I haven't done that over those last 5 or 6 years while I've been here on YouTube. I've spent a lot of time doing YouTube, obviously a lot of time running as well, and those retirement matters have just been, well, discarded. I haven't thought about them all that much. 60, the big 60 looming, has really made me more aware of I've got to get things in order. I've got to start planning. 2026 is sort of only a few months away now. Well, actually it's only a few weeks away, and it's going to be obviously a big year. Turning 60, I don't know how many times I'll say 60 in this video, but that's happening. And I've got to put some plans in place so that A, I can retire comfortably, or Trish and I can retire comfortably. B, that I would really like to keep running. And C, I'd like to keep having some sort of involvement with YouTube as well, leading into retirement. So you probably noticed that I am still walking, guys. Haven't done any running since the last video, so it's been quite some time now since I've run. I was just thinking a few moments ago before I turned the GoPro on that I think I've had 3 or 4 runs since the week before the Melbourne Marathon Festival. Now that was the beginning of October, we're almost at the end of November, so that's about 7 or 8 weeks. And down here, I am the heaviest I have been since I got back into running 18 years ago. 79 kilos, I jumped on the scales yesterday. I was 80 kilos when I got back into running, I think 2007. So yeah, I have really bulked up over the last 7 or 8 weeks with the less amount of running that I've been doing. So really keen to get back to running. Quick update on the calf. A few days ago I went for a walk with Trish, got to about 3k and it really tightened up again. So that was disappointing. But then the next day, did another 5k walk and it wasn't too bad. I'm almost at 3k at the moment in this walk and it feels all right. I can notice it a little bit in there, but other than that, it's feeling pretty good. Still doing the exercises that I showed you in the last video. It's just a real slow process at the moment. It's bloody frustrating, I can tell you, because all I want to do is get out and go for a run. But I've just got to be patient, because if I come back too early, then I'm going to do some damage and I don't want to do that. 2026, on the running side of things, I really haven't thought too much about it. I've got my entry for the Sydney Marathon. I didn't enter the Melbourne Marathon or half marathon ballot. I'll get to that in a moment because those ballot results are now out. But I haven't thought about what else I might do in 2026. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, if it hadn't been for Sydney and the way the calf has been over the last couple of months, there was a chance that I was going to walk away from running. Over the past 5, 6 years, dealing with obviously the knee, bone on bone, a broken ankle from a trail run, and now the calf, I just haven't been able to get into any sort of consistency with my running. Sure, I ran a sub 3 marathon back at Melbourne in 2022, but outside of that, it's been a lot of stop-start, and I just didn't feel like I had it in me again to start all over again after this calf. But I threw the entry in for Sydney, not really thinking that I would probably get it after running last year or this year, but I did. So that got the motivation going again to keep going, you know, don't quit. I'm going to continue on. That's why I'm taking my time with the calf to make sure that comes right. So 2026 in running terms, haven't entered anything. I threw my name in for Berlin and the Chicago marathons. Not holding my breath for those, you know how popular and how hard it is to get into those through the general ballot. But at the moment, it's just Sydney. Melbourne Marathon, like I said, the ballot came out this week. What I did like about the way Melbourne went about things with the ballot was that it closed on Tuesday. Later that morning, I think it closed at 10 o'clock, and then later that morning or early afternoon, the results of the ballot were out. So there was no lingering or hanging on to see if you got in the ballot or not. You know, the results were there on the same day. So congratulations to everyone who did score a spot in the marathon or the half marathon. Commiserations to those people who didn't. I think I said in the last video that Trish got through as a special clause as a aspiring Spartan, someone who has done 10 or more Melbourne marathons. Should I go down this way? I think I will. So it looks like there's someone down here taking some photos, so I might just wander past nice and quietly. Yeah, I'm not sure what he spotted there in the trees. I couldn't see it, but he's got his camera focused on something. What was I saying? Trish. Oh, that's right, Trish. She got her place in the marathon for next year, and the group of runners that she runs with a few times a week, they all scored a spot as well. So that's good that they'll all be able to go down and share that marathon experience together. But I'm not sure how many people missed out in Melbourne. If you really did want to run a marathon at that time of the year, there are a couple of other events around that time that are well worth looking at. And if you are keen to run into a major sporting stadium like the MCG there at the finish of the Melbourne Marathon events, why not look at the Perth Running Festival? Same day as Melbourne, October 11 I think it is. They have the marathon, the half marathon, 10k and a 4k, and they all finish inside Optus Stadium. It's a major sporting stadium there in Perth. So if you're really keen to run a marathon and finish in a big stadium, have a look at that one, guys. Another event a little bit closer to Melbourne, this one, it's the Geelong Running Festival. This is the first time this will be held, marathon, half marathon and an 8 kilometre. September 20, I think it is, yes. Lee Troop, a former Australian Olympian, is heavily involved in the organisation of that. Bit of a backstory with this one because this festival was almost ready to go before COVID hit. Seems so long ago now. All the planning was nearly done and they were ready to hit the go button. COVID hit, that put things back a bit, but 2026, the Geelong Running Festival is up and running. So yeah, have a look at that one, guys, if you did miss out on either Sydney or the Melbourne Marathons, half marathon there in Melbourne as well. Like I said, I haven't entered any events for 2026 other than Sydney. To be quite honest, guys, I haven't even looked at another event outside of throwing in my name for Berlin and Chicago. I think there's more pressing matters for me to worry about over the next few months. Just trying to lock in some things for planning, retirement, things like that. And if you are here in Australia, watching in Australia, retirement age here is 67. I would really like to be retired before then. So that's why there's a little bit of urgency about putting plans in place for that. It's just a track down there I've never seen before. That's going to be the main focus for me early in 2026. This is not a goal setting for 2026 in any way, guys. I've just brought the GoPro out with me this morning on my walk, and I thought I'll just rattle off some things off the top of my head. But yeah, maybe early 2026 I'll have a look at some events, see what's still available, see what events are still open, and yeah, we'll go from there. But retirement planning is the main focus for the next few months. I don't normally come in here at this time of the year, which is, what are we, late spring, almost summer, because there's so many snakes in here on these little trails. And the last few nights here in Brisbane, we've had some absolute ripping storms, and as you can see, there are lots of trees and debris and everything down on the ground. So I'm constantly looking down at all these sticks and twigs, making sure that they're not some Joe Blakes, those snakes. I don't want to run into one of them. That wouldn't be good. So what I've been doing in the last few videos, guys, is just giving you a couple of recommendations for Aussie running YouTubers, and I'm going to continue with that now in this video. Just been picking out a couple, one elite and one sort of everyday runner, and we'll kick off this week with the everyday runner. This is a guy from the Gold Coast called Average Dom Slim. He's a fun-loving guy, and his channel has been going for a few years now, but it has really taken off in the last 6 to 8 months. I think he's up over 20,000 subscribers now, and the majority of those have come in that time. So he started to get a real foothold on YouTube, but he's a younger guy, pretty slick. He's a low 70s half marathoner, but his channel's all about just living life, just loving life, really. He's a new dad. He's had the highs and lows of running, injuries and etc. Really, it's about his running journey, what he goes through, his nutrition, some runs, some races, all that sort of thing, a little bit of family life as well. He's just a real fun dude, and that comes across in his videos, that he's just loving life, living it to the fullest. I'm sure he's going to be even more popular as more people discover his channel on YouTube Average Dom Slim, guys. Go and check him out. Like I said, he's a fun-loving, everyday runner doing his thing for Aussie running on YouTube. Now the second recommendation is an elite runner that I noticed just last week dropped her first video on YouTube, and that is Jen Gregson. Now she's a 4-time Olympian for Australia, and she is working towards becoming the first Australian in athletics to attend 5 Olympic Games. So she's going to be documenting that journey through her YouTube channel. She's a mum of 2. She had her second baby this year, I think it is, and she's actually planning to run a marathon in December, the Valencia Marathon, in just a bit over a week's time, I think it is. That'll be 5 months postpartum. Won't go that way because there's some workers there. I don't want to get too noisy. The video is well produced. It goes through her life as an elite athlete, as a mum of 2, family life, all those sort of things. Jen is a 2:23 marathoner. She's also the record holder for the 3,000 metre steeplechase for Australia. So it's going to be really interesting to watch her journey. And like I've said with these elite runners that are posting on YouTube, I really hope that she is consistent with her journey and sharing it on YouTube, because a lot of people find that really interesting. Go and check out Jen's video. There's only one there, like I said, at the moment. I think she's got about 600 or 700 subscribers just after that first video. And that first video has got something like 10,000 views. So it's well worth going to check out, guys, just to see how an Olympian, a mum of 2, goes about being an elite runner. So guys, go and check out those 2 YouTube channels if you haven't already done so. Make sure you do subscribe to their channels. The more subscribers, the more likes, the more views, certainly will help their channels grow even bigger. All right, I've just ticked over 4K. Calf is still feeling okay. I know it's there, but it's not as bad as it was a few days ago on that walk with Trish. Like I said, I've just got to be patient. It'll come right. Keep doing my exercises. I've got a slant board coming in the next few days, so I'm looking at doing some stretching through the calf and the Achilles. Oh, that was one thing that I didn't mention earlier on about the calf, and that is that if you've been watching my channel and you've watched some of my Sydney Marathon videos from this year, I spoke about having a really swollen ankle and Achilles after running Sydney, which I put down to just a little bit of unevenness on the Sydney Marathon course, the road. But I've still got that swelling, and it's just something that I noticed the other day, that it's still there. It's not huge or anything like that, and it's not sore. It could be contributing to the calf, so I thought I'll get a slant board, see if I can just stretch out those tendons and those little fibers and all those sort of things in the calf and the Achilles, and just see if that makes any difference. I'm going to start doing some hamstring stretches and also just a little bit of stretching with the glutes, just trying to get a little bit of suppleness back, because I do feel like I've tightened up, especially in the lower part of the body, and getting out of bed of a morning is a little bit uncomfortable some days. I need to get those muscles nice and loosey-goosey, and hopefully the slant board is just the beginning of that, and that will help to free up things and just might speed up this calf in getting better. All right guys, I think I've probably prattled on enough in this video, so I might finish off my walk. I've got about another 2.5 kilometres to go, so it's going to be a decent walk of about 7K, so that'll be a good test for the calf. That's it guys, thanks very much for watching. If you got all the way through to this point in the video, I don't normally say it, but if you are new around here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. Give the video a like, share it with your running friends, your running community. I would much appreciate that, and that would certainly help out the YouTube the YouTube algorithm. Just help me to grow the channel a little bit. All right guys, take care, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, and did I mention about the Soundpeats Clip 1 wireless earbuds? They are loud.